Uh, Good morning, or good evening, whatever the case may be, wherever you're at. This is morning today, so we are going back to reading our Bible. I am starting with chapter 9 of Genesis, and I'm reading out of the King James version of the Bible. I hope everyone is doing great this morning and feeling blessed. Um, and I'm still learning all this stuff, so at least StreamYard anyway. So I might play a little around a little bit. I don't know with some of the other little things on StreamYard. Okay, I am looking on some of the things. Okay. All right, so let's jump in. I like to say a prayer beforehand, so I pray that I pronounce all the words right that is in the Bible, because some words of the Bible are very hard to pronounce. And I do pray that if this blesses someone. And um, I lost my train of thought. Oh well. So let's jump in. We've already read about Noah and his family on the ark, and it rained for 40 days. So now everybody's gone off the ark. So now let's start with chapter 9. And God blessed Noah and his sons, and said unto them, Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth. And the fear of you and the dread of you shall be upon every beast of the earth, and upon every fowl of the air, upon all that moveth upon the earth, and upon all the fishes of the sea. Into your hand are they delivered. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. Even as the green herb have I given you all things. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. But flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. And surely your blood of your lives will I require. At the hand of every beast will I require it, and at the hand of man, at the hand of every man's brother, will I require the life of man. Whosoever sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God made he man. So pretty much that verse right there is telling you don't need to kill anybody. All right, on to verse 7. And you be ye fruitful, and multiply, bring forth abundantly in the earth, and multiply therein. And God spake unto Noah, and to his sons with him, saying, And behold, I establish my covenant with you, and with your seed after you, and with every living creature that is with you, of the fowl, of the cattle, every beast of the earth with you, from all that go out of the ark to every beast of the earth. And I will establish my covenant with you, neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood, neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth. And God said, This is the token of the covenant which I make between me and you, and every living creature that is with you, for perpetual generations. I do set my bow in the cloud, and it shall be for a token of a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, and that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant which is between me and you, and every living creature of all flesh, and the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. And the bow shall be in the cloud, and I look upon it, that I may remember the everlasting covenant between God and every living creature of all flesh that is upon the earth. And God said unto Noah, This is the token of the covenant which I have established between me and all flesh that is upon the earth. And the sons of Noah that went forth of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And Ham is the father of Canaan. These are three sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. And Noah began to be a husbandman, and he planted a vineyard. And he drank of wine and was drunken, and he was uncovered within his tent. And Ham, the father of Canaan, saw the nakedness of his father, and told his two brethren without. And Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it upon their shoulders, and went backwards and covered the nakedness of their father, and their faces were backward, and they saw not of their father's nakedness. And Noah awoke from his wine, and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants, shall he be unto his brethren. And he said, Blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. And Noah lived after the flood 350 years, and all the days of Noah were 950 years, and he died. So basically, Noah cursed Canaan and told him that he was going to be a servant upon servants. To me, that's what it says. Like I said, I'm no expert of the Bible. Chapter 10. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And unto them were sons born after the flood. Get me a drink. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Mishah, and Teres. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Riphath, and Togarmah. And the sons of Javan, Elijah, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodom. Like I said, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing these words right, but I know I'm probably butchering them. But these were the isles of the Gentiles, divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families, in their nations. And the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, and Phut, Canaan. And the sons of Cush, Seba, Havilah, and Sabbath, and Rabbah. Hello, good morning, moon over Miami. Sabtash, and the sons of Ramah, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush begot Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. And he was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Itra, and Askat, and Calneh in the land of Shinar. Well, you're at work today. Okay. I hope you're doing a good job at work. Out of that land went forth Ashar, and buildeth Nineveh, and the city of Rubath and Calah, and wrestled between Nineveh, and Calah, the same is a great city. And Mizraim begot Ludum, and Ananim, and Leahim, and Naphtatuim, and Patharuzim, and Casalum, out of whom came Philistim, and Torum, and Canaan begat Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth, and Jezebelite, and the Amorite, and the Gergasonite, and the Hivonite, and the Archite, and the Sinonite, and I am so butchering these words. I am so sorry, Lord. I am so sorry, These words are so hard to pronounce and so hard to say. And the Arvite and Zimra and Hamathite, and afterward were the families of the Canaanites spread abroad. And the border of the Canaanites was from the Sidon, as though thou comest to Gerar unto Gaza, as thou goest unto Sodom and Gomorrah, and Amaroth and Zebrom, even unto Lasha. These are the sons of Ham, after the families, after their tongues, in their countries and in the nations. Unto Shem also the father of all children of Eber, the brother of Japheth, the elder, even to him were children. The children of Shem, Elam and Asher and Aphax and Lud and Aram. And the children of Aram, Uz and Hol and Gopher and Marsh. And Aprapax begot Salah, and Salah begot Eber. And unto Eber was born two sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days was the earth divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. And Joktan begot Aldadad, and Shaplat, and Hazmath, and Jerer, and Hadaorm, and Uzal, and Diklah, and Opal, and Abimael, and Sheba, and Oper, and Havilah, and Jobal. All these were the sons of Joktan. And their dwelling was from Misha, as thou goest unto Sephar, a mount of the east. These are the sons of Shem, after their families, after their tongues, in their lands, after their nations. These are the families of the sons of Noah, after their generations, in their generations, and by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. Whew, that was hard work, and I don't think I got a lot of those names right. Oh, so on to chapter 11. We have more of that coming. You got to go read through the Bible. I don't like reading all the family names, but that is pretty much a generation of everybody. So let's go on into chapter 11. And the world and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. And they said one to another, Go to, let us make brick, and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, Go to, let us build a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto the heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And Lord came down to see the city of the tower, which the children of men built. And Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they began to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, and that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all earth, and they left off to build the city. Therefore is the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all earth. These are the generations of Shem. Shem was 100 years old and begot Aparax 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he begot Aprak 500 years and begat sons and daughters. And Aprax lived 530 years and begot Salah. And Aprax lived after he begot Salah 403 years and begot sons and daughters. And Salah lived 30 years and begot Eber. And Salah lived after he begot Eber 403 years and begot sons and daughters. And Eber lived 430 years and begot Peleg. And Eber lived after he begot Peleg 430 years and begot sons and daughters. And Peleg lived 30 years and begot Reu. And Peleg lived after he begot Reu 209 years and begot sons and daughters. And Reu lived 230 years and begot Sirach. And Reu lived after he begot Sirach 207 years and begot sons and daughters. And Sirach lived 30 years and begot Nahor. And Sirach lived after he begot Nahor 200 years and begot sons and daughters. And Nahor lived 920 years and begot Terah. And Nahor lived after he begot Terah 119 years and begot sons and daughters. And Nerah lived 70 years and begot Abraham, Nahor, and Haran. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begot Abram, Nahor, and Haran begot Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity in Ur of the Chaldees. And Abram and Nahor took wives. The name of Abraham's was Sarah, and the name of Nahor's wife was Malachi, the daughter of Haran, the father of Malachi, and the father of Ishah. And Sarah was barren, she had no child. And Terah took Abram his son, and Lot the son of Haran his son's son, and Sarah his daughter-in-law, and his son's Abraham's wife, and they went forth with them from Ur to the Chaldees, to go into the land of Canaan. And they came unto Haran and dwelt there. And the days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. We are on chapter 12. Well, I think I'm going to go on and read chapter 12 because we still have a lot of time. Well, a little time with me trying to make this a 30-minute plot every day. So we're going to go on and read chapter 12. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. And I will make of thee a blessed great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curse thee, and in thee shall all families of the earth be blessed. So Abraham departed as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abraham was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. And Abram took Sarah his wife, and Lot his brother and son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten. Good morning, Charlene. How are you doing today? In Haran. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. And into the land of Canaan they came. And Abram passed through the land unto the place of Shisham, and unto the plain of Morah. And the Canaanite was then in the land. And the Lord appeared unto Abram and said, Unto thy seed will I give this land. And there builded he an altar unto the Lord, he who appeared unto him. And he removed from thence unto mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent, having Bethel on the west and Hiah on the east. And there he built an altar unto the Lord, and called upon the name of the Lord. Oh, I'm glad you joined me today, Charlene. And Abram journeyed, going on still towards the south. And there was a famine in the land, and Abram went down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine was grievous in the land. And it came to pass, when he was come near to enter Egypt, that he said unto Sarah his wife, Behold, now I know that thou art a fair woman to look upon. Therefore it shall come to pass, when the Egyptians shall see thee, that they shall say, This is his wife, and they shall kill me, but they will save thee alive. Say, I pray thee, thou art my sister, that it may be well with me for thy sake, and my soul shall live because of thee. And it came to pass that when Abram was come into Egypt, the Egyptians beheld the woman that she was very fair. The princess also of Pharaoh saw her and commanded her before Pharaoh, and the woman was taken into Pharaoh's house. And he entreated Abram well for her sake, and he had sheep and oxen, and he asses and men servants and maid servants, and she asses and camels. And the Lord plagued Pharaoh and his house with great plagues because of Sarah, Abram's wife. And Pharaoh called Abram and said, What is this that thou hast done unto me? Why didst thou not tell me that she was thy wife? Why saidst thou, She is my sister, so I might have taken her to me to wife? Now therefore, behold thy wife, take her and go thy way. And Pharaoh commanded his men concerning him, and they sent him away, and his wife, and all that he had. Well, I'm going to go on to chapter 13 because I will try to read the end of chapter 14. So here we go, chapter 13. And Abraham went up out of Egypt, he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him, and into the south. And Abraham was very rich in cattle and silver and in gold. And he went on his journeys from the south even to Bethel, unto the place where his tent had been at the beginning, between Bethel and Hai, unto the place of the altar which he had made there at the first. And there Abram called on the name of the Lord. And Lot also, which went with Abram, had flocks and herds and tents. And the land was not able to bear them, that they might dwell together, for their substance was great, so that they could not dwell together. And there was a strife between the herdmen of Abram's cattle and the herdmen of Lot's cattle, and the Canaanite and the Perizzite dwelled then in the land. And Abraham said unto Lot, Let there be no strife, I pray thee, between me and thee, and between my herdmen and thy herdmen, we be brethren. Is not the whole land before thee? Separate thyself, I pray thee, from me. If thou wilt take the left hand, then I will go to the right. Or if thou depart to the right hand, then I will go to the left. And Lot lifted up his eyes and beheld all the plain of Jordan, that it was well watered everywhere, before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Even as the garden of the land, like the land of Egypt, as thou comest into Zoar. Then Lot shows him all the plain of Jordan, and Lot journeyed east, and they separated themselves the one from another. Abraham dwelled in the land of Canaan, and Lot dwelled in the cities of the plain, and pitched his tent toward Sodom. But the men of Sodom were wicked and sinners before the Lord exceedingly. And the Lord said unto Abraham, after that Lot was separated from him, Lift up now thy eyes, and look from the place where thou art northward, and the southward, and eastward, and westward. For all the land which thou seest, to thee will I give it, and to thy seed forever. And I will make thy seed as the dust of the earth, so that if a man can number the dust of the earth, then shall thy seed also be numbered. Arise and walk through the land in the length of it, and the breadth of it, for I will give it unto thee. Then Abraham removed his tent, and came and dwelt in the plain of Mamre, which is in Hebron, and built there an altar unto the Lord. I'm going to, chapter 14. And it came to pass in the days of April, the king of Shinar, Arak, king of Elashar, and Shedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, king of nations, that these made war with Ber, king of Sodom, and with Bersha, king of Gomorrah, Sheba, king of Admah, and Jimmeber, king of Zebulun, and the king of Bala, which is Zorah. All these were joined together in the Valley of Siddim, which is the Salt Sea. 12 years they survived Shelomer, and in the 13th year they rebelled. In the 14th year came Chedorlaomer, and the kings that were with him, and smote the Rephaims in Ashtaroth, Cardim, and Zenom, in Ham, and the Ims in Shavah, Kirathim, and the Horites in their mount, Seir unto El Paran, which is by the wilderness. And they returned and came to Ishmael, which is Kadesh, and smote all the country of the Amalekites, and also in Ormos, dwelt in Hazar Tormah. Like I said, I'm sorry, I'm butchering these words, Lord, but I feel like I need to read this, so. There went out the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admah, and the king of Zeborim, and the king of Bela, the same is Zorah. And they joined the battle with them in the vale of Siddim, with Chedorlaomer, the king of Elam, and with Tilal, the king of nations, and April, king of Shinar, and Acna, king of Elzazar. 4 kings were with 5. And the vale of Siddim was full of slime pits, and the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled and fell there, and they that remained fled to the mountain. And they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their victuals and went their way. And they took Lot, Abraham's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. And there came one that escaped, and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt in the plain of Mamre, and Mamre, brother of Ishal, and brother of Aner, and these were confederate with Abram. And when the Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, he armed his trained servant born in his own house, 318, and pursued them unto Dan. And he divided himself against them, and he and his servants by night, and smote them, and pursued them unto Hobah, which is on the left hand of Damascus. And he brought back all the goods, and also brought again his brother Lot, and his goods, and the women also, and the people. And the king of Sodom went out to meet him after his return from the slaughter of Shilalom, and of the kings that were with him at the valley of Shavah, which is the king's dell. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought forth bread and wine, and he was the priest of the Most High God. And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abraham of the Most High God, possessor of heaven and earth, and blessed be the Most High God, which hath delivered thy enemies unto thy hand. And he gave him tithes of all. And the king of Sodom said unto Abram, Give me the persons, and take thy goods to thyself. And Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have lifted up my hand unto the Lord, the Most High God, and possessor of heaven and earth, that I will not take them a thread, even to the shoe latchet, and that I will not take anything that is mine, lest thou shouldst say, I have made Abram rich, save only that which the young men have eaten, and the portion of men which went with him. Anar, Ishkal, and Mamre, let them take their portion. Well, I am going to stop right there, and we will start reading chapter 15 tomorrow. And Charlene, I'm glad you are here, and you missed me butchering all the names of the Bible when it was talking about the generations of the Bible. I hate reading those parts, but then again, I need to read those parts because that is the generations of Joseph and Mary and on to Jesus. So I am going to end it with a prayer. So please bow your heads. If you're driving, please don't bow your heads while you're listening to this. But Lord, please, I pray your healing hands on all those that are sick. I pray for our president, our country, our world, and let this evil get out of our country and our world. And I pray for all those that are hurting today of missing loved ones. And I pray that you put your mighty hands around them and give them a hug and let them know that you're there. And I pray that this bless someone today. Amen. Oh, I am happy to see you too, Charlene. I am so happy to see you. So I'm going to end it because I'm trying to make sure this is a free StreamYard, that I have the full time since I'm going to be reading the Bible every day. Um, so I will see y'all later, and God bless.